I am at Lighthouse Pointe today and I'm so excited to show you this gem of a neighborhood. It has so many amenities and it's super affordable, and we're just gonna get straight on into it. Hey guys, it's Kristen with the Emerald Group, and this is Life in Navarre. Today I'm super excited because we are at Lighthouse Pointe, one of my favorite neighborhoods. I know I say that a lot, but this one is super awesome and you're gonna find out why. So in this video, I'm going to show you the amenities of Lighthouse Pointe. We're going to take you on a tour of this beautiful house, which is a pretty typical floor plan here. And then we're going to talk about the market data for this neighborhood and go over numbers and all that fun stuff. But first, we're going to just kick it off right away with this home tour. Okay, so we're at 6481 Starfish Cove here in Lighthouse Pointe. It's a 3-2, about 1,400 square feet, listed for $329. This one is in a cul-de-sac, what's really cool about this neighborhood is that it's one long street, which is Lighthouse Pointe, and then there's little side streets that are all cul-de-sacs. So it's kind of one way in, one way out type of thing. And I'm gonna flip you around so we can show you, I can show you. So this one is at the very end of the cul-de-sac, so which is nice because you'll get this whole area here to play around in and do whatever you want. So it does have a 2-car garage, and the lot is kind of pie-shaped. So you'll see what I mean in a second with that. Before we head in, I wanted to say thank you to Keller Williams of Navarre for letting us feature their beautiful listing. All right, so it is a 2-car garage, and then this lot is pie-shaped, which basically means you're gonna get smaller front yard, but a huge backyard. It's got a really cute little wraparound porch here, and there is tons of natural light in this house. So you might think a 1,400 square foot home is going to be small, but look how much space you have here. I mean, it is your family area and your eat-in kitchen, but it's huge. You've got nice kind of half vaulted ceilings, cathedral ceilings. You've got a bedroom down that way, bedroom here, and then if you just make an immediate U-turn from the front door, you've got your kitchen. Now it's not huge, but you've got plenty of space to cook some meals. You've got your laundry right here. And so one thing that's really great about these floor plans is it makes really good use of all the space. And you've got an eat-in area here as well, so you could really either expand your kitchen out this way if you wanted to, if this part's not big enough for you, or you could use this as your eat-in area, and then you've got all of that for possibly an office or living space, whatever you want to use it for. And then one of my favorite little things I like to see is when people include their little cats. Because, I mean, yes, it puts them into the garage for doing their business, but it keeps that stink out of your house. So typical 2-car garage, they blacked out the windows, I'm sure just to keep the heat out. And it doesn't feel, I mean, it's hot in here, but it's not too bad. It's also like 90-something degrees outside right now. All right, let's go take a look at the bedrooms. So your master or your owner's suite is right off the bat, and this LVP flooring is throughout. Got double doors into your bathroom, ceiling fan, dual sinks, a little linen closet, and then a tub shower combo, and the closet. It's a walk-in of sorts. I mean, you can technically walk in. But I mean, this place is huge. You could have 2 different sleeping areas if you wanted to. So your other bedrooms are here. They are smaller, but you can definitely still fit a full-size bed over here with a nightstand and put a dresser over there. It's very doable. Decent closet. One of the things I think is cool is all these fun doorknobs. You've got a fan. And a really pretty bathroom. And then your third bedroom. It's basically just a mirror image, but again, you can easily still put a full-size bed in here. let's go show you what I mean by a pie shape. All right, so this is what I mean. It's huge. How big is this lot? Let's take a look, shall we? Oh, it's 0.38, so 0.4 acres. I mean, this is huge. Got a shed back there. You do back up to 98, so that is 98. And there's a Catholic church right there. There's some apartments over there. So this is a really good example of a lot that is ginormous, but you are going to get some street noise. So when you're looking at homes that maybe back up to a busy street, a couple of options that you can do is, one, put up some landscaping along the fence line, so taller like bush-like trees that kind of space them closer together, so it builds that, you know, barrier, the bush barrier, or, you know, limbs barrier, whatever you want to call it. But there's also fabric that you can put on your fencing. It's a black fabric, so you are going to be able to see it, which is another reason if you kind of double it up, do the fabric and do the landscaping, it would really muffle that street noise considerably. But you have a lot of fence here, but this backyard, if you've got kids, dogs, I'm going to put a giant pool back here, put a go-kart course. I mean, I don't know, you've got a lot of options here. It's huge. All right, so most of the homes here at Lighthouse Pointe are going to be smaller-ish. So 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Some of them only have a 1-car garage, some of them don't have a garage at all. They're going to be a little bit smaller lots. Typically, when you're if you're looking at the map, you'll see it on these side streets. If you're kind of in the middle of the street on one of the smaller lots, you're going to be at like a 0.15, maybe a 0.2 acre. So what they would consider a postage stamp, but you're putting, you know, a decent size house, like you're making the best use of that space. You're still going to get a decent little backyard. It's nothing huge, but manageable for sure. What I see a lot of homeowners here, they're either going to be ones that are, you know, downsizing, you know, retiring, their kids are out of the house, they're empty nesters, just looking for something more manageable. So that smaller home, the smaller lot is way more easy for them to do. Or they're kind of the opposite stage of their life where they're just starting out, they're just married, they're starting a family, and they maybe can't afford the bigger house, or they don't want to, you know, jump all into some 3,000 square foot home when they've never really taken care of something. So this neighborhood is really cool in that respect, where you've got all different kinds of people, but there's a real big sense of community here. They do neighborhood, you know, yard sales. There's people always walking around, and you'll see it when we're driving around. Like it is really, really neat. On top of all the amenities that we'll get to in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to do like a driving tour. Hopefully it works out in my favor. There we go. Let's just go. Hello, Lighthouse Pointe. So we do this. There we go. All right. So the beginning of the neighborhood is really cute. You've got really nicely done signs and landscaping, things like that. And like I said, so if you're looking at, I'm on Lighthouse Pointe right now. That's Outrigger. It's your first street. That is a dead end. You've got sidewalks throughout the community. Then you've got your first park over here, which I will get you some footage of that as well. Here is Starfish, which is one of the homes we're going to be seeing today. So even each little street has these like well manicured little, you know, beginnings, I guess you could say. That's Watermark. Down Sand Key so you can get an idea. So typically the houses on the ends are going to be your bigger 4-2s, so 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and then the ones at the ends of the street are going to be a little bit bigger. Well, this is a bad example. These are all a little bit bigger homes. So this street doesn't have as many homes on it as the others because the lots are a little bit bigger. But have no fear, I'll take you down another one. Sailport. Surfside. The water, and we're going to have our second park up here on the right. Right over here. Okay, I'll go back and do another street so you guys can see more typical homes. But this is the sound side of it. And again, you're going to have, these are your $1 million homes and up. Some of the ones on the north side of the street are a little bit under $1 million, but for the most part, you're right around that price range. And they're still building over here. You can see there's some lots that are empty. So eventually these will all get built out. But they're all private residences. They are not your sound access points, unless you make friends with them, of course. So another thing I wanted to mention is that whenever I'm in this neighborhood touring homes for my buyers, people are always either waving in their car to me, or they're, you know, just giving the whole hi on their steering wheel, or they're out walking their dogs, or whatever it is. They're so nice here. Like, it's just there, you can tell that sense of community that I've talked about a couple times now. But you know, everyone's kind of just looking out for everybody, and they're just so nice. So if you want a nice, friendly neighborhood, then Lighthouse Pointe is for you. All right, so this is Outrigger. It is a very typical street that you'll see here in Lighthouse Pointe. You've got you know, smaller lots, smaller, you know, at least front of the home, some with garages, some without, some with 2 cars, some with 1 car. But you still have your sidewalks. Okay, so I'm sure now you're wondering, like, what's around this neighborhood? Why is it so inexpensive? Why is it so affordable? It's got to be in the middle of nowhere. Nope. So we are 4 minutes from a neighborhood Walmart. We are 7 minutes to the zoo. We're 10 minutes to a Lowe's. We're within 10 minutes to the schools that it's zoned for. So it's zoned for West Navarre Primary and Intermediate, and then Woodlawn Beach Middle School. So you're like 7 to 10 minutes for all of those. And then it's zoned right now for Navarre Beach High School, which is your farthest school because it's at like 13, 14 minutes. But once the new school on 98 gets built, you'll be zoned for that one, and then you're back down to 4 or 5 minutes for that. So close to everything. You're about like 10, 12 minutes to the beach if there's no traffic. So if there's traffic, you're about 20. So if the sound access isn't doing it for you and you just want the true beach, you know, Navarre Beach is going to be closer than Pensacola Beach, but you've got options because you're kind of in the middle. There are some hospitals nearby. There's some more restaurants and things like that. So we're close to everything. Okay, so I just wanted to remind you, I am your friendly local real estate agent here on the Emerald Coast. If you or anyone that you know is looking to move down here, or you just simply have some questions that you're just curious about, feel free to call me, text me, email me, find me on my socials, and reach out because I would love to help you. Okay, so now let's kind of talk about the numbers. There are 282 homes here in Lighthouse Pointe. They range anything from the smaller cottage-style homes to luxurious waterfront estates, really. Over the past year, there have been 11 homes that have sold, anywhere from about $280,000 all the way up to $1.4 million. So if you're looking for a 4-bedroom home in Lighthouse Pointe, you're going to spend in the mid-4s to upper 4s. If you're looking for a 3-bedroom, on average, you're looking in the upper 2s to mid-3s. And then anything on the water, you're looking at the $1 million and above. And if you're thinking, Kristen, there's got to be a catch. Why are these homes so affordable? I mean, generally speaking, because they are, there's got to be something. How much is the HOA? We're getting all these amenities. What is that price? Well, you are in luck because the HOA here is $236 per year. It's paid in 2 annual installments. So for all that you're getting here at Lighthouse Pointe, that is incredibly cheap, incredibly cheap. So it's just amazing. And they keep everything up really nice. To my knowledge, since I've been a real estate agent, there has not been any special assessments even when they had to redo the dock after Sally. So, you know, their financials are great when you're looking at those, and for such a cheap price. I mean, I say cheap, but it's affordable for an area that's got all these amenities. Okay, so next we're going to talk about the flood zone, because I'm sure that's another question I'm going to get asked, just because we are on the sound side. We're south of 98. You know, with that sound access, obviously, you know, if a hurricane comes through, there's just possibilities that, you know, you want to think about. So if you're looking at that map, you have to get all the way down to either tidewater or to winding shores before you even see anything above a 0.2%. So in Florida, the ones that you kind of want to look for as far as flood zones on a house, so that you don't have to have that extra flood insurance from a lender, is either the X flood zone or the 0.2%. Those two flood zones, they are flood zones. All of Florida is at least a flood zone X, which is a flood zone. But those two flood zones, you're not required to have a flood policy from your lender, which means you can just do a standard FEMA policy, which is anywhere from $500 to $600 a year. Sometimes it can get a little higher depending on what all you're trying to put under as far as coverage and things like that. But generally speaking, it's about $500 to $600 per year if you just want that peace of mind. But it's not required by a lender. So again, almost a whole entire neighborhood until you get to the street that is literally on the water. Do you even have to have a flood policy? So that's pretty awesome too. So, okay, it is time. I want to know what you guys think of this neighborhood. Comment down below if you think you love it, if you've got, you know, you could see yourself here, or, you know, if you hate it, like that's an option too. But this, like I said, it's one of my favorites just because there's so many options here. It is affordable. You're on the water. It's great. But I want to hear what you guys have to say. Comment down below. But this is why I like this neighborhood so much. So here is some parking here on the right, and your sound access is right, if I can point right there. So we're gonna go take a look, go take a walk. Same banging sound as before. Okay, so one of the biggest amenities in Lighthouse Pointe is of course the sound access, and I'm keeping it from you for a reason, because I wanted to show you that in all its glory all at once. But you do have a dock, you've got parking like right here. There's dedicated parking here. You can pull up your golf cart or what have you. There's a little gazebo, there's a grilling area, there's a nice little grassy area if you want to take the kids out here and play. If you wanted to throw a kayak in the water, you definitely could. And you'll see out here there's a little dock area with a little bench at the end of it, so you can just sit there and enjoy some coffee or enjoy the sounds of the water crashing up around the dock. So it's really, really cool. I'm going to check it out right now. looking for that retirement home or your starter home or maybe even a vacation home that you're looking to either move into or just make some money off of, consider Lighthouse Pointe because it is super affordable and you get all of these great amenities. So if you love learning about Lighthouse Pointe and you want to get to know more about the Navarre, Gulf Breeze, Emerald Coast area, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell so that you get notified every time I drop a new video so you can learn more about this beautiful area that I call home. See you next time.